Sige, okay. Good evening ulit sa inyong lahat and I'm so happy that we're finally meeting after so long. It's been a while. And I'm also happy that itong session natin tonight is actually I think one of the important concepts or topics in Psikolohiyang Pilipino. And the goal for tonight really is to have a good handle of the concept. No? Kasi hindi ko alam, mamaya itatanungin ko kayo kung this is something that you've heard in the past. I don't know if this is something that you've engaged with. So hopefully ay makita natin yung relevance nito kung ano man, kahit ano man yung disiplina natin. Kasi as you will see in our title, tonight we'll really talk about how it is to be humane, no? At least in the Philippine context. No? So, ang pag-uusapan natin tonight ay pakikipagkapwa-tao as a standard of goodness. Okay? Yan. So, mag-hello lang din ako kay Nick. Nick, thank you so much for being here, for being able to join us. Okay. Sige, let's start. So, if there's anything else you'd want to say, or halimbawa, naging choppy ako, medyo may problema kami minsan sa internet ng ganitong oras. So, just let me know. Okay? Sige. So, ito yung ating una kong tanong muna sa inyo. Meron ba tayong kasama ngayon na hindi tao?
Wala po.
Katakot naman yun.
Sure?
Wala po. Sir Juan, nag-iisa talaga ako.
Hindi, sige. So, may sabihin sa inyo bakit ito importante tanong. No? Kasi feeling ko mas madaling sagutin. May katabi kayong pusa. Okay, sige. So that's, I guess, mamaya pwede nating tanongin yan kung yung pusa ba o yung mga kasama nating mga hayop ay pwedeng ma-consider na kapwa. No? Pero I think madaling sagutin yung tanong na lahat naman yata tayo dito ay mga tao. No? At hello sa mga kasama natin na part of the animal kingdom at who make us happy at this moment. Okay. Pero ang next na question ko ay, meron ba tayong kasama ngayon na hindi makatao?
Wala pong aamin.
Yan ang hindi natin sure. And my hope is, yung sagot nito ay, sana wala. Sana at least dito sa klase natin, lahat tayo, we can consider ourselves as makatao. And the reason why I just ask these questions is because ang central sa psikolohiyang Pilipino, yung pakikipagkapwa-tao, no? And sometimes part of my reflection is, bakit nga ba hindi yung central concept natin ay yung pagiging makatao, no? Yung pagiging humane. At bahagi din ito ng conversation, nakalagay ito dun sa slide ninyo na si Dr. Enriquez, yung isa sa mga interest niya ay pag-unawa sa personhood, no? Sa pagkataong Pilipino, and which is a deviation from the notion of personality, which is kind of the study of yung mga patterns of behaving, thinking, and feeling. No? So para kay Dr. Enriquez, mukhang mas mahalaga yung usapin ng how is it to be a human being, no? In the Philippine context. Okay? So kaya dito tayo magdudwell. No? Pag-iisipan natin, ano ba yung ibig sabihin pag sinabing tao ako? Ano yung component ng pagiging tao? But more importantly, ano yung ibig sabihin pag sinabing makatao ka? Kasi tonight, no, we'll be talking about standards of goodness. Okay? So ito yung outline natin. I just changed it a bit from the slides I sent you. So tonight, I will be focusing more on values. Kasi ito yung so dalawa yung construct na subukan nating i-master tonight. Especially for those who are not from psychology, no? Baka may iba kayong definition ng value. I'll be presenting tonight yung psychological definition of values, no? And then I will argue why they matter. No, kung bakit sa psikolohiya inaaral yung values, no? And then let's jump into yung culturally meaningful standard of goodness. At dito pasok yung kapwa theory ni Dr. Enriquez. And then let's just end with reflections on why is it difficult to be good, no? Kung meron naman na palang nalagay ko na to sa slide, kung meron naman na palang mga pamantayan kung paano maging mabuting tao, bakit ang hirap maging mabuting tao? And I think if you read the news, I guess even in our personal experiences, baka may isip natin, bakit ang dami mga tao na halang yung kaluluwa? But sila ganun? kung meron naman tayong pinangahawakang values. Okay? So that will be our final reflection for tonight. Okay? So but first, para magaang lang, no? This has been a while that we've seen each other and sort of a getting to know you exercise that we can do. So unang tatanungin natin ay what are values. Pero to illustrate what they are, let's play a little game, okay? So tawagin natin yung laro to na who would you rather, okay? So simple lang naman yung idea of this exercise. Meron ditong tatlong options, no? So let's assume na A, you want to be in a relationship. B, in case you are in a relationship at the moment, so imagine na lang natin na kunwari wala, no? Wala tayong karelasyon at pipili tayo sa tatlong ito kung sino yung gusto nating makasama sa buhay, okay? So, kakapasok lang ni Trisha. Trisha, hello, thanks for joining us. Kakasimula lang ng klase and I'm recording this anyway. So, we're just doing a little exercise, no? Ayan, dito na rin si Mark. Thank you, Mark, for being here. So, yung exercise lang natin ay, again, no? Meron akong tatlong options dito ng mga options sa mga tao na pwede nating makasama sa buhay. Okay? So, sino sa kanilang tatlo yung pipiliin ninyo? Okay, you can choose, you can write your answer dun sa chat or you can also unmute yourselves and explain why. So, ito yung unang tatlong options. Sino yung pipiliin mo sa kanila? Yung isang walang direksyon sa buhay, pero exciting ang buhay pagkasama mo siya? Yung sobrang goal-oriented, pero napaka-boring ng buhay? Or ikaw lang yung direksyon niya sa buhay at ang buhay niya ay umiikot lang sa'yo? Okay. So if it were a choice among those three options, who would you choose? Okay. Sabi ni Kim, doon siya sa A. So kung pwede A, B, C yan. So si Kim ay sa A. Ayan. Si Lay, B. Okay. Si Nick, A din. Si Gladys, A din. Bakit si Mark, A din? Sige, let's wait for some of the responses to come in. Or you can actually say it. Yan, okay. So, ay, naghang yung screen ni Trisha. Nakikita mo ba, Trisha, yung options? Hindi pa.
Ano po, parang nakatilt yung
Hindi, yun talaga yung design yata.
Nakatilt talaga siya, sorry. Sorry. Wow, ang daming A. Can you kind of let me know why? Bakit A? Tapos si Alan B. Ayan, si Trisha din B. So may mga team A at may mga team B. Parang yun yung mga options natin. So can you hear some of the responses? Bakit A?
Sir Ton,
Yes, Rolly.
ako po letter A na lang. Walang direction sa buhay pero exciting ang buhay. Kasi since guidance counselor ako na lang magbibigay ng direction sa kanya. Basta bibigyan niya ako ng exciting na buhay.
Okay. So para sa iyo at this particular stage in your life, parang you'd want something that's exciting. But what is just out of curiosity, Rolly, what is your idea or vision of an exciting life? What does that look like?
Ano po kasi, I'm a mountain climber. So parang gusto ko laging umaakyat ng bundok. Gusto ko laging, nature lover po kasi ako eh. So parang gusto ko yung makakasama ko sa buhay who also wanted that kind of life. Parang ayoko na dito lang sa loob ng bahay at kaya hirap na hirap rin ako sa pandemya kasi buong taon wala akong naakyat na bundok. So parang ang boring ng buong buhay ko ngayon 2020. So kaya yun po ang sa akin. Parang exciting na buhay sa akin ay yung somebody who could give me an adventure in nature.
Okay. Thank you, Rolly. Anyone else would like to share?
Sir?
Yes. Sorry.
Yes
Who's
po.
this?
Pia po.
Pia. Pia.
Opo. Ang ginawa ko po kasi process of elimination. Kasi
Okay.
parang yung third, hindi ko maisip yung kami lang talaga yung sa mundo. Kasi hindi ko kayang mawala yung family ko. Tapos baka maging issue yon eventually kung feeling niya ako lang yung mahalaga, hindi yung family ko. Tapos yung second naman, baka po kasi magsawa ako kung nakaka-bore yung buhay namin together. So, ang idea ko is kami na lang magkasama ang aayos ng goals namin para ma-work out yun. Yan po.
So, yun din, PSA question, Kiroli, what is your idea of an exciting life?
Yung hindi, yung pwedeng may routine, pero from time to time, lumilihis from the routine. Kumbaga, merong diversions, merong weekends na you go out, ganun. Tapos wala lang, trip-trip lang. Parang ganun, sir. Basta
Okay,
hindi lang yung laging routine.
sige. Thank you. Anyone else? Maybe one more?
Ako, sir.
Okay, Kim. Sorry, may isa pa akong narinig kanina. Sino isa? After Kim. May
Ako
sumabay.
po, sir.
Si Alan.
Kim,
Si Nick. Okay, sige. Sige, si Kim muna and then si Nick.
Yes, sa akin po kasi wala naman talagang perfectong relationship. So, siguro exciting na buhay sa akin yung walang expectation. Kasi pag nag-expect tayo, doon tayo na dudurog. Kaya yung walang direksyon na buhay, siguro kasi yung dalawa masyadong parang perfecto, nakaplano. Lahat naman ng plano parating may, lalo na sa pag-ibig, walang matalino, walang bobo dito. Lahat tayo may kabobohan dito. So, mas gusto ko na lang yung exciting na buhay. Bahala na, huwag hindi pinaplano. Kung magkamali, di matuto tayo sa pagkakamali.
So kung tama yung intindi ko, Kim, dun sa sinasabi mo, parang yung exciting sa'yo yung hindi kailangang planadong-planado lahat. Tama ba?
Opo, walang expectation. Bahala na. Kung ano yung, kasi may, gano'n naman talaga yung pag-ibig. Diba? May sakit, may lungkot, may ligaya. So, part ng buhay yun. Nagiging mabuting tao ka, nagiging masamang tao ka at the same time. So, nasa sayo na yung kung paano mo gagawin.
Okay. Thank you, Kim. Si Nick din ata wanted to share. Tama ba?
hi sir. Yeah,
Ikaw, Nick, yeah.
may kilala kasi ako na parang ganyan. Yung feeling ko kasi,
Parang ano?
may lagi kasing inaabangan sa araw-araw.
Okay.
Wala namang direksyon sa buhay pero parang masaya naman din siya. Kasi sa perspective ko, sa huli naman din yun naman yung goal, di ba? Maging masaya. Kaya nandyan na siya at di mo na kailangan habulin. So parang live in the moment.
So yun yung idea, no? Parang basta, if the goal is to be happy, if that's the desired end state is happiness, no? And an important component of that happiness would be, ano nga yun, Nick?
Yung
Parang,
exciting yung buhay.
mas exciting siya, no? Okay, sige.
Ayun sir.
Okay, thank you. Meron ba from Team B na gusto mag-share kung bakit B? I think we have Alan.
Sure, ako po.
Sige,
Yes.
Slay.
Sir, sa akin sobrang goal-oriented pero napaka-boring ang buhay. Kasi tingin ko po, ako ay goal-oriented. Kaya
Okay.
nag-aaral, ganyan po. So, syempre, yung gusto ko po na magiging partner ko ay may parang gusto rin pong abutin sa buhay, ganyan. Pero kaya po ako dumating sa buhay niya para pasayahin po ang buhay niya. Kaya hindi na po boring.
Okay. Sige, that's a tall order, Lay. Pero yun yung idea, no? Para,
Yes.
basta, ako nakuha ko sa sinabi mo yung, I'm not sure if that was, well, implicitly mentioned by your other classmates na may synergy yung, mataas yung pagkakapareho, no, ninyong dalawa in that regard. Okay. Sige. Anyone else from Team B would like to share?
Ay, parehas lang rin po kay Lay.
Okay. Sige, Tish.
Siguro po bakit ba? Na-use up ko na po yata yung ano ko nung parang na-use up ko po lahat ng parang pagka-impulsive at pagka masyadong tawag dito nung early 20s ko. So parang ngayon dahil parang feel ko na-use up ko na siya ng sobra, parang gusto ko na nung paras kami ng goals, parang plan together. Kasi parang dahil lalo na ngayon ang daming uncertainties, parang gusto ko yung parang okay na ako sa parang boring pero at least alam ko. Or ganun ba ako parang control freak. Joke.
Hindi. Kasi
pero
I
parang
yeah.
sorry po. Kasi parang na-anxious kasi ako pag parang I think I'm done na dun sa masyadong yung excite yung kilig. Parang mas gusto ko na yung safe and yung aligned yung goals. Kasi na-anxious na ako pag feeling ko may na-disrupt. Weird ba yun?
Hindi, not at all. Not at all. Kasi ang sinasabi, ang nakuha ko sinasabi mo, Trisha, mukhang mahalaga sa iyo at this point yung sense of stability, whether in your relationships, in your sense of self, especially nga na napaka-salient nitong instability because of what we're going through. But so that's not common. No? A lot of people are also looking for something like that. Okay? Anyone else would like to
Sir,
sh-
sa akin po,
Sige,
B rin po kasi ako eh. I think ang definition po kasi ng boring is yung something that you can predict kung ano yung mangyayari. Kasi ang hirap din kasi na kung saan man siya dalhin, doon siya pupunta. I mean, at some point you grow a little older and you would look for something na kung saan ka din ba dapat tumingin as you go along. Kesa yung everything will come in as a surprise na okay, something new, something different. So, yan. So, yan naman yung akin kung kaya gusto ko sana na someone na may ganong pagtingin din na may goal din sineset.
Okay. Thank you so much. Actually, sobrang interesting for me kasi dito sa class natin, parang at least merong some semblance of diversity, no, na halimbawa, yung para sa iba, yung mahalaga, no, would be yung excitement, no? Parang yung life has to be exciting, there has to be some novelty, there has to be some challenge, no? But for some, no, mukhang yung nakuha ko halimbawa dun sa sinasabi nila Lay yung idea ng dapat importante siguro yung may demonstration ng success, personal success, no, in life, or at the very least there's some sense of stability, no, or harmony or safety in life, no. So may kita natin na even in choices pagdating sa ating partner, mukhang nagmamatter yung ganong basic understanding natin of desired end states or end goals, no, in life. Okay. Sige. So maybe one more. Yeah. So, mahal ka, pero hate na hate niya yung pamilya mo. Okay. So, this is, yan. So, you both have each other, pero hindi niya masyadong yung family mo. Ito, mahal ka, pero hate na hate siya ng pamilya mo. So, that's very Sarah G. Or mahal ka, pero hate na hate niya yung love mong pet. Okay. Cynic, mukhang no sa last. No to see. So which one would you rather be with?
Sir, pwedeng wala.
Pwede.
Kasi po ang idea ko 'pag nagmamahalan kayo, mamahalin mo yung tao ng buo kasama lahat, kumbaga whole package. So kung hindi niya kayang mahalin yung mga mahal ko, may mali dun sa pagmamahal na iniisip niya.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. So there's hindi naman yun sa pagiging traditional, pero there's some ko ako doon yung parang there's some respect doon sa mga bagay na mahalaga para sa iyo. At kung kasama yung pamilya doon, 'di ba? Kasama yun sa package dapat. Okay. Si Layden hindi na magmamahal. So mukhang importante yung ganun din ba yung impression ng iba? Na parang the family is central, so kailangan mahal ka nung pamilya ng partner mo or yung pamilya mo mahal yung partner mo. Is that important for you? Pero bakit nga ba? No? Bakit nga ba, kung isipin nyo rin siya, bakit yun importante sa inyo? What is it that you're trying to avoid, maybe? Or what is it that you're upholding?
Sir?
Yeah. Pia.
Kasi po malaking bahagi nung kung sino ako ngayon, yung pamilya. O kung sino tayo ngayon, yung pamilya natin. So kung aalisin yun sa picture dahil lang hindi niya kayang mahalin yung pamilya, baka mawala rin yung identity ko bilang ako.
Okay. Sige. Anyone else would like to share for this part? Pwede po ba may qualifier yung A? Ano yung qualifier ng A?
Sir Tuan,
Mm-mm.
Sa akin po yung mahal mo, mahal ka, pero hate na hate niya ang pamilya mo.
Mm-mm.
Kasi inisip ko po, parang doon sa second, parang ang hirap kasi marami yung pamilya ko. So parang ang hirap kung yung buong pamilya ko ayaw sa kanya. I would rather na gusto siya ng pamilya ko, pero siya naman yung may hate sa pamilya ko. Kasi ang qualifier ko doon, parang pwede bang hate niya, pero pwede naman niyang respetuhin. I think yun yung parang sa akin mahalaga na parang, okay, hindi mo mahal ang pamilya ko, parang you have conflicts with them, but can you just at least be civil and respect them when they are around? Parang yun po sa akin.
Right. Kumbaga dun sa level ng pakikipag-ugnayan no, nila Santiago at Enriquez sa civility, dun sa pakikitungo at the very least.
Opo.
So, kasi
At
interesting.
least for the very least.
Right. Kasi importante yung ganung difference na yung may emotional reaction ka na hate, but interaction-wise, there's still that basic level of respect. Okay. Si Kim naman B. Bakit kaya B?
Yes, kasi Sir Ton, sa condition ko, kahit siguro sino pang mahalin ko, magiging hate ng pamilya ko. Kasi sa kaisipan sa Pilipinas, pag nagmahal ako, sigurado, ang isipin nila, lolokohin ako, peperahan ako. So yun yung nasa isip nila. So kahit sino pang ipakilala ko dahil ko sa bahay, kahit na hindi sila maniniwalang mahal ako, ang isipin talaga nila, peperahan lang nila ako. So yun yung kaisipan na namulat sa pangkaraniwang pamilya siguro. Sa sobrang pagmamahal nila sa anak nila, ayaw nilang masaktan dahil yun yung nakikita nila. Hindi sila naniniwala. Kahit ako minsan, hindi na ako naniniwala may magmamahal sa akin ng todo. Kasi yun yung tinuro pa siguro ng simbahan, ng kulturang Pilipino. So malaking factor yon. Kaya siguro mas pipiliin ko yung B.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Kim. It's interesting. Hindi naman na siya necessarily within the bounds of simply values alone, no? But kita natin yung power ng socialization at saka yung role ng kinship structure. Kung, di ba, ito precisely yung binabanggit ni Torres dun sa article niya na napaka-central na unit sa mga buhay natin, yung ating mga pamilya, such that, any disturbance in that relationship has a huge impact, no, with the way that we see the world, with the way that we interact, no. Okay. So sabi ni Mark, baka di hate mo ang family, maaring ugali lang ng isang kapamilya. Okay. So that is the compromise. So okay lang na may mga kapamilya ka na hindi niya masyadong gusto. That would be fine for you, Mark. Okay. Sige, I'm not sure. Sorry, I think I heard someone unmute. But in any case, just feel free to talk whenever. Okay. So sabi ni Nick, same with Rolly na mas madaling gawa ng paraan yung una. Hate niya yung pamilya. Okay. Di ko maiwasan ang pamilya ko, pero baka siya naman pwede namang iwasan. Okay. Actually, good point. Sabi ni Pia, nakita kong problema sa AI, malaki ang possibility na pagmulan lagi ng conflict sa ating dalawa. Okay. So thanks for bringing that up, Pia. No? Kasi what I wanted to emphasize naman with this slide, no, is that for some people, yung importante sa kanila, when they think about the ideal life, no, when they think about ano yung gusto nilang end goal, itsura ng buhay nila, napaka-importante nung pag-preserve at pag-enhance nung welfare ng mga in-group members nila, yung mga tao na madalas nilang ka-interact. No? At isang malaking bahagi nga nun yung mga pamilya. No? So if that is important for you, then mahihirapan ka siguro to come to terms with having a relationship with someone who hates your family. Okay? Sige. So why did I start with this? Hopefully nakita na natin yung point, no? That what I wanted to emphasize here is that una, may basis yung decisions natin. When you are forced to make a decision, the decision has to have a basis. Di ba? Hindi lang siya wala lang eh. Napansin nyo naman, di ba? Hindi siya wala lang. At yung isang sinasabi nilang pinaguhugutan natin ng basehan when we are forced to make a decision ay yung ating mga values, no? Yung ating mga pagpapahalaga. No? Kasi kung napansin niyo, they become nagiging sila mga pamantayan. No? They become guidelines for assessing the importance of something, diba? Or they become guidelines for assessing how positive or negative something or someone is. Okay? So of course, hindi lang naman values yung malamang na-activate when you were making a decision, pero posible na isa yun. No? Kagaya nga ng nabanggit ko kanina, ito, yung value that I was trying to activate here ay yung talaban ng stimulation, yung novelty, excitement, versus a sense of security or safety. No? Tas dito naman yung benevolence. So yung nabanggit ko nga kanina na mahalaga sa iyo yung preservation and enhancement ng kapakanan ng mga taong malalapit sa iyo or palagi mong nakakasama tulad ng pamilya. Okay? Sige. So now let's go into the definition of values. Hopefully, nung nakita nyo na yung slide, nagkaroon na kayo ng idea what they are. Okay? So, sa psychology, when we differentiate concepts, usually they fall under 3 categories. No? So, yung mga constructs na inaaral sa psychology, sometimes they fall under what we call affect or feelings, behavior, at saka C, cognition or thought processes. No? So if I were going to ask you, sa tingin nyo yung values, where do they fall? Affect, behavior, or cognition? Feelings ba yung values? Kilos ba yung values? Or ang values ba ay nasa level ng thought process, or processing ng mga bagay-bagay? What do you think? Meron bang gusto mag-try? Pwedeng all of the above. No? Although may kita natin na it seems all of the above because yung values can actually impact both affect and behavior. No? So in that regard, no, yung values usually framed siya as a guiding principle in our life. So prinsipyo siya. Pamantayan siya. No? So that's why it easily falls under cognition. It's a form of a thought process. As a principle, it's part of our thought process, which does influence how we feel about something, no? At how we behave. At actually, sa totoong buhay naman, mahirap naman talaga i-tease out ano yung thought, ano yung behavior, ano yung affect. No? But for purposes of study, we usually differentiate in that manner. Okay. So yung si Schwartz and Bilski, this is one of the classic definition of values. Values are beliefs about desirable end states or behaviors. So ito yung pinaka-crucial sa definition ng values. Paniniwala or pamantayan tungkol sa gusto mong end goal. So desirable end states or desirable end goals. Okay? So kaya kung mapapansin niyo yung mga classic values, example ng values, justice, okay? Equality, freedom. No? So these are all end states or end goals of how you'd like your life to be. No? Yun na yung binabanggit ko, yung stimulation. That is also a value. It's a desired end goal that you want your life, no? Na mas exciting, no? Mas may novelty. Ganun din yung benevolence. Yung sa isip mo, dapat walang conflict with my family. Okay? So yan yung dalawang crucial na bahagi ng definition. It's a belief or it's a guiding principle, no, about itong desirable end states or behaviors or end goals. Tapos ito yung third component of the definition. They transcend specific situations. What does that mean? Usually, when we talk about values are good all the time in many situations or scenarios. No? Parang values are good in school, at work, no, etc., etc. So there are, although we differentiate between work values, no, may work values, may mga political values, usually yung mga yan ay something that is desired by everyone in across situations. Okay? So having said that, masasabi ba natin na yung values, meron bang negative values in this regard? Meron bang value na negative? Kaya, sa tingin ninyo?
Sir?
Yes?
Baka po wala, pero ang negative, yung consequences nung paggamit natin ng values.
Okay. Yeah. Usually, ganyan nga nila dinidifferentiate. All values actually are good. And they're good all the time. At tama yung sinasabi ni Pia, sometimes in the pursuit, kaya ang ganda ng definition ng value as an end goal, kasi pinupuntahan mo siya, pinupursue mo siya sa buhay mo. At kadalasan, sa pursuit mo of a value, no, doon nagkakaroon ng negative consequences. Kasi halimbawa, yung values mo ay iba sa values ng isang tao. So, same scenario pero magkaiba kayo ng paraan para makapunta doon. Okay? So, itong bullet na to nilagay ko lang siya kasi I'm not sure how we're going to, kung gagawa natin ng Filipino or Tagalog translation ng values, what is the appropriate translation? Is it a principle? Is it a pamantayan? Is it a pinapahalagahan? No? Usually what we use ay pinapahalagahan as values. But I don't know if that's an accurate term. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much, Lay, Gladys, and Rolly for your responses to the question that all values are actually positive. Okay. Sige. So just so we differentiate the construct, pinag-iiba yung values sa traits. I don't know if you're familiar. Baka pwede kasi tayong malito dahil yung mga kinoconsider na traits ay kinoconsider din na values. For instance, honesty. Yung honesty is considered a trait but also considered as a value. No? But what sets them apart, yung traits, yan yung who you are. Basically, parang yun yung mga adjectives. No? Masayahin, yan. So, kaya sila tendencies to show consistent patterns of thoughts, feelings, and actions. So, yan yung mga sagot natin sa tanong na, ganyan naman yan eh. Di ba? Kapag describe mo yung isang tao, or kapag hindi ka na nagulat sa ikinilos ng tao, sabihin mo, hindi, ganyan talaga yan. So, usually, we're pointing to a trait, which is the pattern of behaving. No? But unlike values, yung traits can be desirable or undesirable. There are good and bad traits or positive or negative traits. No? And then yung isa rin na crucial, yung definition ng traits ay they're inborn, no? They have genetic underpinnings. Parang you're born with it at namamana siya. Okay? Yung values naman, yun yung what you aspire to be or what you aspire your life to be. No? Kaya siya trans-situational goals. No? They're always desirable and they're always learned. No? Yeah. And then, correct, no, Mark? Posible na the values are positive, but the intention behind it is not, is not, yun yung negatibo na bahagi. Okay? So kaya nagkakaroon ng negative consequences. But ideally, if you pursue a value, it's supposed to lead to positive outcomes. Okay? Sige. So ito rin yung crucial dito. I want to emphasize the idea that values are learned. So gaya ng binabanggit kanina ni Kim, napapasa siya, tinuturo siya sa atin, at maraming mga socialization agents. No? Like family, school, church, barkada, no? Lahat ng yan, they sort of teach us particular values or guiding principles in life. Okay? Sige. So, halimbawa, ito, yung mga yan, mahiyain, matipid, madasalin, kadalasan, kinoconsider yan na traits, pero kinoconsider din siya na values. But again, what sets them apart? So, again, value siya kapag prinsipyo siya. Pag kinoconsider mo siya na prinsipyo mo sa buhay. No? Isang prinsipyo ko sa buhay ay na dapat nagdadasal or naniniwala sa Diyos. Nakita niyo ba yung difference? Kapag kasi prinsipyo siya, pwedeng naniniwala ka doon, pero hindi mo siya ginagawa. Does that make sense? Diba? Kung sabihin mo, ako, pinapahalagahan ko talaga yung pagiging matipid. Okay, sabihin, ako pinahalagahan ko yung na makaipon ng pera, may sense of stability, pero araw-araw meron kang delivery sa Lazada. No? So, ibig sabihin, bagamat pinapahalagahan mo siya, yung trait mo, hindi pagiging matipid, kundi pagiging magastos. Kasi yun yung kilos na pattern na ginagawa mo. So, hopefully that clarifies it. Para maisip na nyo na, bakit pareho yung gamit? Trait siya. pero value din. Yun yung difference. You can endorse a value, but not necessarily pursue it. Yung trait, ikaw yun. Kasi yun yung pattern mo ng paggawa ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay? Yeah, yung sinasabi, actually, I do agree, Rolly, no, na yung iba yung values na social. Kasi maraming mga estudyante sa UP, lalo ngayon, yung mga undergrad, galing sa private schools na very conservative yung socialized values. Pagdating sa, di ba, harmony, tradition, tapos pagdating sa UP, lahat yun babasagin. Iba yung self-direction yung importante kasi sa UP yung that you can make a decision on your own, no? And that you can speak up, speak your mind, etc. Okay. Kaya ayaw na ibang magulang magpaaral sa UP true. Well, yeah. Pero sana, ma-experience muna nila. This UP is not that bad. We're happy. Okay. So ito yung ilan sa mga halimbawa ng values. No? Interesting kasi yung idea natin ng values, usually limited yan dun sa mga parang yung very, very big goals like freedom, equality, justice. But there are also goals like, ito yung ilan sa mga paborito kong values, like mundong puno ng ganda. Di ba? So gusto ko yung parang everything in your life has to be kind of beautiful and aesthetic. That is a value. No? O yung pag-una sa sariling layaw. That is also a value. No? It may not be the value in the Philippines that we uphold, but it is a value. Yung sense of freedom, sense of independence, no? And also privacy is also a value. Okay? So these are some examples of values that people hold. Okay? But I think the more important question is, why do values matter? Why do we have to problematize and talk about values? Okay? So I'll give you some scenarios. I'll set it up para ma-emphasize yung kahalagahan ng values. Okay. So una muna, ano yung mararamdaman mo kapag makakilala ka ng mga taong ganito? I think I presented this in the slides I sent you. Okay? So, meron ako ditong tatlo, tas pili lang kayo, alin sa tatlong ito yung pinakaayaw ninyo? Alin yung pinaka masasaktan kayo? Kung may makilala kayong tao na hindi iniisip yung iisipin ng iba bago kumilos, hindi tumutupad sa usapan, pangatlo, kaswalan kung tawagin kang bobo, walang kwenta, inutil, hampas lupa. So if you were going to meet all these three people, sino sa tingin mo yung pinaka mahihate mo? Isusumpa mo? Si 1, si 2, or si 3? Sabi ni Rolly, si 3. Si Kim din. Si Trisha, 2 at 3. Si Nick 3, si Mark 2, okay, si Lay 2. Sige, dahil medyo meron tayong diverse responses, can I hear, or you can type in the chat, please, halimbawa, bakit kaya 3? Ano about the behavior of 3 na kagigil, no? Or what is it about the behavior of 2 na kagigil? What do you think?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, Rolly.
I think siguro ang malapit sa puso ko yung pagkaayaw sa 3 kasi all my life I had been labeled negatively already. If you would notice, I have a hair lip. So ngongo na yung tawag sa akin nung paglaki. And then since lampa ako at payat, lampayatot. So kumbaga all my life I've already heard negative labels. So parang for a person to repeat that again, parang ayoko na. Parang
Okay.
diyan ka na lang sa tabi, hindi kita papansinin.
Would you say, Rolly, na yung ganong, halimbawa, because you've been, I think, I don't know if that's a common experience, but at least for a lot of minorities, diba, yung mga sexual minorities and all, parang common yan growing up. You hear a lot of negative things. No? Kaya ba siya mahirap kasi it's an affront to, like, who you are as a human being? May ganun ba siyang, is that why it kind of hurts or it stings a lot?
Siguro po parang it's more of you're bringing me back to that kind of state again. When I was labeled and when I was bullied, alam mo yun, parang, and those negative words, no? Parang ayoko nang dumikit sa akin.
Mhm.
So kasi ang nagiging tendency ko, sir, once everyday mo naririnig yan, parang it sticks to you and parang ang hirap na tanggalin siya, parang venom na parang dumidikit sa katauhan mo kahit hindi naman totoo. So parang that's something siguro na nakakalungkot kung dadanasin ko na naman na maniniwala na naman ako na totoo yung mga sinasabi nila kahit hindi naman.
Okay. So, 'di ba? Interesting kasi compared dun sa unang dalawa, yung third yung parang may pinakamalaking epekto dun sa pakiramdam natin bilang tao. Si Kim sabi niya yung 3 nagpapakita ng kagaspangan ng ugali, and I guess that's compared to the first two, no? Mas magaspang yun. Yeah, Trisha. Yes.
Ayun po. Agree din ako sa sinabi ni Pia po sa chat. I was about to say din. Kasi parang, pili ko pag hindi ka tumutupad sa usapan, di ba? Parang wala talagang respeto sa'yo as a person. Tsaka parang, naranasan ko rin po kasi yan growing up na parang, feeling ko parang naging push over ako or parang naging masyado ako mabait to the point na take na ako for granted. So parang anything na may onting promise, parang hindi tumutupad sa usapan ng ibang tao kasi parang, okay lang yan kasi okay lang yan, mabait naman siya. Parang hanggang sa tumanda ka na, syempre po, habang tumatanda ka, lumilit yung oras mo sa ibang bagay. So pag hindi tumutupad sa usapan, yung kunwari isang tao sa nagkasundo kayo ng oras ng pagkikita, hindi siya tumupad. Parang hindi niya nirespeto yung effort na nilaan mo para sa kanya. And yung sa pangatlo rin, sir, agree din po kay kay classmate.
Kay Rolly?
Po, kasi, opo, sorry, alam ko lang si Reyes. Po, kasi parang, kasi po kaya, kasi yung mga words na yan, kasi parang, siguro, pag bata, kapag nasapa ka, parang hindi mo matatandaan. Pero pag bata ka, tapos parang dumikit na associate mo yung sarili mo na yung mga words na yun growing up, parang kahit 20 years or 30 years later, parang andun pa din siya. So parang totoo nga yung sinasabi na words cut deeper ba? Tama ba yung sinabi ko?
Yeah.
So parang feeling ko yung words mas malalim siya at may epekto at magastos kasi may therapy.
Okay.
Kesa dun sa yun. So parang I think yung tao rin na nagsasabi ng mga bobo at walang kwenta, meron din siguro siyang pinagdadaanan, pero dapat ayun nga, mas maingat tayo sa ating mga sinasabi. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Trisha. So, nabanggit nga, I think, si Gladys din resonates with that response na wala kang respeto sa tao, no? Kapag ginawa mo yung 3. Kay Mark naman, sususugan niya yung ilan sa nabanggit din ni Trisha about your word is bond, no? Exactly, no? Parang it shows your sense of integrity. Kung wala kang integridad, yung word mo is meaningless. No? Yung kay 3, kasi I guess yung idea ng casual, ibig sabihin parang it's part of who you are, it's part of your pattern, yung it's almost automatic, 'di ba? Na ganyan yung ugali mo, no? So tama ba na may hugot sa ating nakaraang karanasan na ating pagpapahalaga? Well, yung nakita nila sa mga pag-aaral, yung mga values, una, they reflect what has been taught to us. Parang yun yung isang strong predictor ng values. So usually you're socialized to think that these are important behaviors and these are the right ways to do it. No? And then of course, definitely, yung ating experience. Kasi yung values, yung isang teorya sa kanya, sila, parang adaptive. No? Ibig sabihin, natututunan mo in a particular context that these are the rules of the game. Yung, parang ganun kasi yung values. Ito yung rules. Ito yung kinoconsider na kailangan mong sundin para happy, conflict-free. No? So, when you, in the process of learning how to adapt in a particular context, then yung values mo mas nakaklarify. No? Posible rin kasi na-punish ka for pursuing a particular value. So, kunwari, ang value mo ay self-direction, freedom, no, speaking your mind. No? Tapos, no to corporal punishment. This is just for purposes of illustration. Yung nag-reason out ka sa nanay or sa tatay mo kasi tingin mo yun yung important thing to do, no? Parang mahalaga sa na masabi yung nararamdaman mo tapos hinambalos ka, no, ng kama, no? Eh, syempre na-punish ka. So, you kind of have to rethink and organize your values, no? Kasi mahirap yung may pinapahalagahan ka, tapos iba yung kinikilos mo. So may conflict yun. Mahirap din yun para sa'yo. Sabi ni Nick, it sort of defined the past experiences. Kasi ganun nga siya. Na parang in navigating your context, pwedeng dun mo mas nakaklarify what are important for you. Actually, yung interesting, I think, and hopefully ito yung nare-realize natin, Roddy, I was going to point out nga na during this pandemic, I think more than ever, parang pinupuwersa tayo na i-clarify ano yung importante para sa atin. Ano yung mahalaga para sa atin. Kasi you're confronted with a lot of uncertainty. You don't know what will happen. So now we're kind of being forced to reconsider ano yung important sa akin. And therefore, ito na yung ipapursue ko. Na posibleng hindi mo yun naisip in the past. And also, I'd also like to mention na yung interesting about values is that pwede hindi mo alam na yun yung value mo until you are confronted with the situation, no, na importante siya, or you are asked about it, point blank. Kasi pwedeng nandyan lang siya, kung pamantayan mo lang siya sa buhay mo, tapos nakaka-apekto yun sa kilos mo, pero hindi mo alam na, hindi mo siya na-articulate unless you were forced to articulate it. Okay? Sabi ni Gladys, tama, dahil walang kasiguro doon, mas naging malinaw kung ano yung pinahahalagahan natin. I mean, I think, more than ever, ako yan yung insight ko during this time that if people want to pursue something now, sabi nila, ayaw na nila mag-aral kasi hindi yung priority, kailangan natin yung respetuhin eh. Kasi para sa kanila, yun yung mahalaga during this time. So, yun. I think it reveals our values. This pandemic has revealed our values more than ever. Okay, sige, I will proceed. Thank you for sharing. So what was the point of that slide? No, dun sa isang pag-aaral ni Sir Jay, yung nakita niya ay yung mga lahat kasi yung tatlong yun ay transgression. So lahat sila ay mga affront sa atin bilang tao. The transgressions related to devaluing a person, which is number 3, yung pagmamaliit or perceived to be very severe, and elicited intense feelings of pagkapahiya compared to other violations. No? So yung lahat ng tatlo na nabanggit ko, tying it dun sa article ni Torres about reciprocal obligations, lahat yon ay violations of our obligations in a relationship. Okay? Pero it turns out na yung third, pag yun yung ginawa sa'yo, at least sa study na ginawa niya, yun yung pinaka-intense na transgression na pwedeng magawa, and therefore, ang intense nung na-elicit na reaction. No? Sabi ni Mark that he had to punch his way out of something during that time. I guess because lalo na if it's an affront to human dignity, parang mahirap talagang i-control yung reactions to it. No? So what is the point? No? Why do values matter? Yung isang sagot dyan ay they affect how we feel about others and situations. Okay? So if this is an important value to you, halimbawa yung sense of human dignity, kung mahalaga yun na value, no, at may violation doon, meron yung impact dun sa mararamdaman mo dun sa tao o dun sa sitwasyon. So indeed, values can influence the way we behave and the way we feel. Okay? So that's one reason why values matter and why we study values. Okay? Next. Punta tayo sa a little bit more political. Bakit ba nanalo si Duterte? Okay, so ito yung, nung 2016, nung nanalo siya, and Duterte defied all the odds. No? And I remember the conversation back then in 2016 was about decency, no? Which actually backfired for the Liberal Party. No? Bakit ba nanalo si Duterte? Sino-sino ba yung mga bumoto sa kanya? No? So yung aking supervisor, si Alan Bernardo, did a little survey study about it. No? So nagpasagot siya ng mga skill at dinifferentiate niya ano yung mga inendorsong values ng Duterte voters versus Rojas voters so ng presidential election. And I'd like you to focus on yung nasa baba, yung political values. No? So as it turns out, yung profile no, ng isang Duterte voter ay may pagpapahalaga sa conservatism, sa tradition. No? So ibig sabihin, ito yung mga values na ang end goal nila in life, yung dapat hindi tayo magva-violate ng mga norms, no? Dapat sumunod. You know that narrative about dapat marunong kang sumunod. And also, yung idea ng law and order and blind patriotism. No? So, this is the right thing to do at ito yung makabayang dapat gawin. Hindi ko sure kung Republican thinking, pero they kind of converge, no, yung very conservative ideas. And let's compare that with a Rojas voter. Of course, take note that this is not a representative survey. So this doesn't really generalize to all, but this kind of gives us an idea no, of at least yung respondents doon sa survey. Yung Rojas voter, tignan niyo yung values that they endorse. Equality, civil liberties, no? Low on tradition, no? And low on blind patriotism, yung hindi ka lang basta susunod. Okay? So may kita ninyo yung, again, quickly balikan lang natin. So kay Duterte, ayan, very conservative yung profile ng values endorsed. Then yung Rojas voter, very liberal. No? So merong profile-wise, mukhang may pagkakaiba no? Dun sa pinangahawakang values. No? So in that regard, pwede mong sabihin na yung values mo, pwedeng aligned siya with a particular political candidate. No? Yung iboboto mong kandidato would most likely be the one aligned with your own values. No? So the candidate that represents your values. So in that regard, why do values matter? Yung pangalawang sagot ay they provide an internal logic to our motivations. No? So halimbawa, why would you vote for someone? No? Yung internal logic, yung isang posibleng dahilan that underlie why you do what you do would be values, among other things. Kasi kung makikita ninyo, may beliefs, may priorities. No? So values ay isa sa mga maraming nag-underlie ng motivations natin sa buhay. Okay? Third, okay. So gumawa kami ng isang pag-aaral tungkol naman sa hiya as a value. Kasi, di ba si Torres, yung definition niya ng hiya, emotion, feelings, di ba? It's a feeling. No? However, si Doc E, ang conceptualization niya, yung hiya, pwede rin siyang maging value. Okay? At ang definition namin dito, ito yung pag nagpapahalaga ka sa iisipin ng iba bago ka kumilos. Yun yung hiya as a value. Okay? So dun sa survey that we did, no, yung endorsement ng hiya as a value was negatively associated with norm-violating behaviors. Ano ibig sabihin? Pag mas mataas yung pagpapahalaga mo sa hiya, no, meaning mas iniisip mo yung iisipin ng iba bago ka kumilos, okay? High endorsement of hiya is related to lower history of norm violation. Okay? Kasi negative yung relationship eh. So, higher endorsement of hiya, lower history, meaning lower yung probability na nandaya ka sa exam or nagkalat ka o nanakit ka ng iba dahil may kaaway ka, etc. etc. Okay? So, why am I showing this? Kasi kung nakita nyo na, diba? So, values affect our feelings. So, nakita natin yun sa transgressions. Yung second, values affect our motivations. That they sort of give us an explanation why we do the things that we do. Ito naman, yung third ay, values possibly guide action by inhibiting performance of particular behaviors. Okay? So again, this ties to the article na sinulat ni Torres na meron tayong mga obligations in our relationships para ma-preserve sila. Di ba ang ganda ng term niya? Safeguarding of mutual interests. Okay? So para ma-safeguard yung mutual interests natin, kailangan nating kumilos sa paraan na normative. Yun yung idea ng values eh. It's sort of endorsed by a lot of people. So, yung mga pagpapahalaga, pwedeng i-inhibit ka na gawin yung mga bagay na hindi ka tanggap-tanggap sa isang lipunan o sa isang relasyon. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Okay lang? Sige. Okay lang ba if I proceed or would you like to have a 5-minute break? Medyo isang oras na rin tayo magkakasama. So actually, pwede naman tayo mag-break for now. Would you like to have a break? Sige. So mag-break muna tayo for maybe 5 minutes siguro. No? I will just pause the recording. Yan. So dito sa punto na to, susubukan natin itong sagutin. No? Culturally meaningful standard of goodness. At dito napapasok yung kapwa. So bakit siya napaka-importante? Kasi kung maalala ninyo, lagay ko to dun sa slide that I sent you, yung isang theme natin sa Sikulehiyang Pilipino class ay yung kultura, no, ay batis ng mga psychological na konsepto. Okay? So kung susuriin mo yung culture, kaya magandang partner yung Torres at saka Enriquez article kasi si Torres, siya yung naglalatag no nung but of course it's very old no and 1980s pa yun. At kung makikita nyo rin yung batayan ng kultura na binabanggit niya, very communal, farming communities, no? Si Dr. Enriquez, Bulakenyo yan eh. So yung idea niya of parang ideal community ay yung kanalakan niya na klase ng komunidad. So doon nang galing, yun yung offshoot nung kapwa theory. No? So para mas madali natin siyang maunawaan, i-reframe natin siya na, kasi ang tanong natin, sino ba yung humane? No? Sino ba yung matuturing natin na mabuting tao sa Pilipinas? At iba-iba yan per culture. No? Ang argument ni Dr. Enriquez, yung endorsement ng pakikipagkapwa-tao, yung mahalaga. Okay? So again, what is the basis for saying that someone is a good person in our culture? No? At just very quickly, key points from the Torres article, no? Nabanggit niya that yung social unit is central to the survival of the individual. No? Ano yung ini-emphasize niya dito? Interdependence. So that apparently in the Philippines, it's interdependence over independence. Of course, we can ask if this is still true today, but at least ito yung assumption. So yung second ay, dahil nga importante yung mga relasyon natin, it's important to ensure that our relationships continue. Okay? Apparently, kung interdependent ka, hinusgahan mo yung mga tao sa pagkilos nila kung gusto mo silang makarelasyon o maging kaibigan. No? So, for our relationships to continue, we have to behave properly. No? We have to follow normative rules of behavior. No? At bahagi nun, may mga reciprocal expectations sa relationship. Now, napaka-importante ng qualifier na reciprocal. Kasi ang assumption na ginagalawan dito ay, importante ito sa akin, dapat importante din ito sa'yo. Kaya they're talking about Filipino values, no? Which actually sort of goes against, kung naalala niyo pa yung topic natin on intersectionality, yung about feminist psychology, no, yung kilusan lecture natin. Kasi si Dr. Enriquez, ang isa sa kritisismo sa teorya niya, very essentialist. Ibig sabihin, ina-assume niya na core property ito ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. No? Pero yung ina-argue nga, halimbawa, ng mga feminists ay, well, kapwa and all of these values, they can manifest differently depending if you're talking about women, experiences of women or experiences of men. No? So, iba siya. Okay. So, iyan yung tinutungtungan ng teorya ng kapwa. Okay. So, para kay Enriquez, yung mabuting tao ay may mataas na pagpapahalaga sa pakikipagkapwa-tao. Note the change in terminology. Kasi si Enriquez, he just always uses kapwa. Pero it's easier to frame it as a value if we use pakikipagkapwa-tao as the term. Okay? Sige. So, napaka-importante nitong binabanggit ni Doc A. Sabi niya, one ceases to be human if one is not humane. No? So, central sa pagkatao, no, yung parang you are a person if you are humane. No? So, hindi ka na tao kapag halang yung kaluluwa mo. At least yun yung kanyang assertion. Okay? Sige. So, before we proceed, I'd just like to ask you if you've encountered the concept of kapwa before, no? And after reading the articles and maybe browsing through the slides, meron bang concept change? No? Dati akala mo ganito yung kapwa, ngayon, hopefully mas luminaw siya. Well, mas lilinawin pa natin tonight. But meron bang sa inyo gusto mag-share nung what you thought about kapwa before when you encountered it in the past, and how has your idea changed because of the readings and the slides? Meron bang gusto magbahagi? Or is this the first time that you've encountered this? Discussed extensively in this manner?
Hi, Sir Ton.
Yeah, really.
I think po as a psychological concept, first time ko po siya na-encounter. Na parang natuwa nga po ko kasi parang very value-centric yung treatment ng Philippine psychology, no? As opposed to contemporary psychology, Western psychology. Parang nakaugat ito sa kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan natin bilang Pilipino. And kasi doon uusbong kung paano tayo makikipagkapwa, no, sa ibang tao. So parang yun po yung parang something that I took with me as I was reading the articles po. No? Parang ang ganda na parang ginawa mong pundasyon ang values, no, sa diskurso mo ng psikolohiya.
Okay. Thanks for that, Rolly. Kasi yun nga, yung idea ay parang if traits is to an individual, like sabihin, kung gusto mong i-describe yung isang tao, kadalasan din-describe natin yung tao sa ugali niya. Diba? Ano yan? Mabait, matulungin. No? So, ang counterpart nun, paano mo naman ngayon i-describe yung isang kultura? At kadalasan, yung isang sagot dun ay, parang yung counterpart ng traits ay yung values that culture upholds or endorses. Okay? Sige. Anyone else would like to share what they thought? Ako interested din for me yun, no? Yung na ang centerpiece noong usapin ng pagkatao ay humanity. Di ba, hindi lang siya ugali pero yung what does it mean to be a good person, a good Filipino for that matter. Sige, anyone else before I proceed? Meron pa bang gusto sa inyo na mag-share?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Pia po.
Pia.
Parang pares pa rin ng dati, mas lumalim lang po siya ngayon. Tapos, yung idea ng kababanggit niyo lang po na yung humanity aspect of kapwa ay mas naunawaan ko po ngayon. Kasi dati parang yung kapwa bilang yung kaparehas kong tao eh. Ganun lang yung naging pag-expound sa kanya hanggang sa level na po.
Okay. Sige. So, is it okay if I proceed now? Unless there's, just feel free to share your thoughts sa chat, ha? But I will proceed. Okay. So, sabi natin, ang mga values, meron silang underlying end state. No? Kaya yan ang binabanggit ko kanina. Halimbawa, kung ang value mo ay achievement, ang underlying motivation nun ay personal success. No? Or halimbawa, kung ang value mo ay stimulation, ang underlying motivation nun ay kasi ang gusto mong buhay, ang end goal mo ay novelty, na excitement. No? Ano naman yun sa pakikipagkapwa-tao? O yung isang tao na guiding principle, yung pakikipagkapwa-tao, ano yung motivation niya? Okay? So ito, hindi to galing kay Dr. Enriquez, pero galing sa research ni Sir Jay, at nakita niya dalawa. That people who highly endorse pakikipagkapwa-tao tend to pursue either, again, this is either, not both, kasi makita nyo mamaya na they're not always compatible. Okay. So halimbawa, harmonious relationships. So pag mataas yung pag-endorse mo ng PKT, ibig sabihin, ang pinahalagahan mo ay maayos na pagsasama o maayos na tunguhan, no? And also, egalitarianism or pagkakapantay-pantay. Okay? So isipin mo, ikaw ba bilang tao, mataas pa yung pagpapahalaga mo sa PKT? Kung oo, para masagot mo kung oo, yun ay, pinahalagahan mo ba ay magandang tunguhan? At o pagkakapantay-pantay? Kung yes, posible na high endorsement ka of PKT. Okay? So ito yung, again, ito yung end goal. Ito yung klase ng buhay na gusto mo. No? Kaya dapat maapektuhan yan yung mga motivations mo, yung kilos mo, pati yung evaluation mo ng isang tao at isang sitwasyon. Okay. So ang tanong dyan, kasi di ba, ang idea ay maayos na tunguhan, no? Pagkakapantay-pantay. So ang isang tanong usually ay, kapag ba nag-endorse ka ng PKT, other-oriented ka, ibig sabihin ba laging ibang tao yung priority? Or laging ibang tao yung una? Would you like to guess? Is this a yes or a no? What do you think? Pwede kayo mag-thumbs up. Pwede kayo magsulat sa chat if you like. No? Does it follow that if you endorse PKT, ay other-oriented ka? Ganun ba yun? In an interdependent culture, others ba yung priority? Okay, so sabi ni Rolly, not necessarily. So again, ang babalikan natin dito, yung binabanggit ni Torres na safeguarding of mutual interests. So ibig sabihin, mutual interests, ano implication nun? May interest yung iba, pero may interest ka rin.
Yes.
Di ba? So hindi pwedeng laging iba yung priority o laging iba yung masusunod. Dapat hindi naman necessarily compromise between what you want and what others want, but there's also your own interests that you also have to protect. And let's try to let's try to sort of expound on that point a bit. No? Sabi ni Nick, meron ba sir na nagawang quantitative measurement ng PKT? Si Sir J. The answer is Sir J. Meron siyang scale. And let me see if I can have a copy. I think I might have a copy. I can share it with you siguro. Yeah. Pero meron na. At ang basihan nun ay, hindi niya actually na come up with yung harmonious relationships at egalitarianism na underlying motivation. Okay, sige. So, I'd like to show you this representation. Si Doc E kasi, di ba, ang sabi natin, yung values are structured. Ibig sabihin, they kind of have a way, they are interrelated in a particular way. No? Kaya lang si Doc E, yung representation niya ng values, table. So, hindi, ang hirap, ang assumption ko lang nun, kasi nung panahon na ginagawa niya, yung 1970s, wala pang PowerPoint. So, mahirap pa gumawa ng mga diagram. So, dali gumawa ng table. So, kaya siguro ganun yung structure niya. But we can sort of visualize it this way. Okay. So, tingnan natin. So, ang gawin nating context ay break up. Okay? So, kanina, ang natin ay who would you rather? So, kunwari, naging kayo na nun. Kaso hindi nag-work out. So, kailangan mo na makipaghiwalay. So, ang tanong ko ay, yung isang meron bang makakapwang paraan or makataong paraan ng pakikipaghiwalay sa isang tao? So, halimbawa, if you are a person who highly endorses PKT and therefore you pursue harmonious relationships and egalitarianism, meron bang makakapwang paraan ng pakikipaghiwalay sa isang tao? Ano sa tingin mo? At kung meron, anong itsura nun?
Opo.
So, tingin ko meron.
Attorney Cha po to.
Teka.
Actually, na-refer na po
Ay,
namin
Alan.
before ni
Alan.
Oo. Kasi po,
Alam ko po na
following
ano
yung
yun.
concept natin ng pakikipagkapwa na may regard ka about the other,
Hindi ko po
hindi
sure kung
ka
ano po yung
makikipaghiwalay
napadala
na
ng
hindi
management.
maganda
Hindi ko po
yung
siguro if
sitwasyon or
bigyan
yung
mo na lang kung
environment.
ano na po yung dating
Tingin ko
mga
kailangan
sitwasyon.
mong i-consider
Tapos,
yung
wala po.
estado nung hihiwalayan mo at kung ano yung kanyang posibleng maramdaman bago mo siya hiwalayan.
Okay.
Yun yung pakikipagkapwa-tao component ng magandang hiwalayan. Parang gano'n.
Okay. Maganda yung sinabi mo na yun, Alan, about considering the other person's feelings and state before you engage in that breakup. Okay? Meron ba bang gustong magdagdag?
Hello po.
Yeah.
Agree po ako sa sinabi ni Alan. Although may dadagdag lang ako na wala namang madaling at hindi masakit na pakikipaghiwalay, pero yung timingan mo siya na wag naman birthday, wag naman Valentine's Day, Christmas, or yung mga sobrang extreme naman na isine-celebrate. Parang ganun.
Okay. Sige. Thank you for that, Pia. Anyone else would like to share before I proceed?
Ako po, sir.
Sorry, sino to?
Si Gladys po.
Gladys, yes.
Ayan. Siguro, sir, yung ipapakita natin yung PKT sa paghihiwalay kung kahit papano sinasaalang-alang natin na hindi natin talaga sobrang parang ipapa-feel na kasalanan niya lahat, na ibebe-devil natin siya. Tapos masyadong parang tinitingnan mo na lang yung lahat ng masama. Kasi you have to take the good along with the bad. So, para po sa akin, yun din yung mag-aako ka din ng responsibilidad na may mga pagkukulang ka din. At yung hinihiling mo pa rin na kung ano man yung mga bagay na makapagpapasaya sa kanya, at wini-wish mo pa rin yung happiness niya at yung buhay na maganda para sa kanya. Yung ganun.
Thank you for that, Gladys. Ako yung nakuha ko dun sa sinabi mo, I think which is important, yung hindi mo siya i-dehumanize necessarily, yung parang hindi siya, kasi yung word ay bedevil, di ba? Kasi kapag naging demonyo na siya sa mata mo, ibig sabihin hindi na siya tao. Pero yung idea ay tatratuhin mo pa rin siya na tao kahit na hiwalay mo na siya or hindi na kayo yung magkarelasyon. At yung sinasabi ni Mark na pag finrame mo siya na the problem is with me, not you, no? So that is actually very other-oriented in that regard, di ba? Na parang if you frame mo na lang siya na ikaw yung may kasalanan or that's why it didn't work out. Okay, sige. So, why is that important? So, tignan natin itong diagram. No? So, if you endorse harmonious relation, or kung ang motivation ng mga kilos mo ay harmony and egalitarianism, so doon na tayo sa harmony. Kung mapapansin niyo yung relationship ng values ni Doc E, meron siyang PKT, tapos meron siyang tinatawag niya na pivot value. Kung sakaling nakita niyo yung diagram niya or nabasa niyo. So para sa kanya, yung pakikiramdam is a pivot value. Tapos ang ganda nung visual of a pivot. Kasi yung pivot parang ino-orient ka niya sa isang particular direction. No? Alam ko sa basketball, yung pivot is also used in a particular way. I'm not very familiar with the sport. Parang something like turning or I don't know, something to do with your foot. Kasi ganun yung idea. No? Nabanggit na ni Alan kanina na bakit maganda idea ng pivot? Kasi ang idea ni Doc E, yung PKT, parang nasa kaibuturan siya, nasa core. Okay? Ayan, thank you, Mark. Turning on one foot to change direction. So, yeah, so it kind of helps you change direction. Yes, thank you, Rolly. Kaya ito rin yung preferred ko na visualization kasi it makes it clearer na so PKT nasa loob. So paano daw siya lumalabas? Paano mo napapakita sa mga tao na mahalaga yung harmony tsaka egalitarianism? So yung isang way para mapalabas siya ay through heightened awareness and sensitivity. Okay? So when you're aware of your situation, it pivots you. No? It helps you decide whether you'll be more other-oriented, no, or more self-oriented. So halimbawa, makikipaghiwalay ka na, tapos sinabi nga niya sa'yo na, nung araw na yun na, bumagsak siya sa klase, no, nawalan siya ng trabaho. Di ba? Kung magiging sensitive ka dun sa context, medyo ipipivot mo yung sarili mo, yung kilos mo. No? So baka hindi ka muna makipaghiwalay sa kanya ng araw na yun. Diba? Pero, so in that regard, mahihiya ka, siguro, no? Or siguro isipin mo na, sige, pambawi na lang. Total, masaya naman yung pinagsama namin. So bilang tanaw ng utang na loob, di ko muna hiwalayan. No? Or pakikisamahan mo muna siya at that moment. No? But, kung halimbawa, nung araw na decide mo na makikipaghiwalay ka na, tapos kinakausap mo siya, tapos wala siyang ginawa, kundi mag-ML lang siya, sa cellphone lang siya, no? Dead ba ka niya? So, pwede mong i-pivot yung sarili mo to something more self-oriented. No? Yung bahala na, lalakasan mo na yung loob mo kapag hiwalay ka na. Kaya interesting na yung pakikibaka is a value in the kapwa universe. Kasi, it tells you that, kapag may injustice, pwede ka lumaban. Bahagi yun. That's a sanctioned response to injustice or indignity, no? Or affront to your human dignity. Pwede. So, pwedeng mas self-oriented yun. So, again, that's a long-winded way of saying, pag you endorse PKT, hindi ka laging other-oriented. Okay? Another, okay. So is pursuit of harmony always consistent with pursuit of egalitarianism? This is something that you can reflect on. Kasi parang lumalabas na kapag ang hinahanap mo ay magandang tunguhan, mas other-oriented yun. Di ba yung pakikisama, that's kind of harmony. Pero itong isa, mas egalitarianism to yung core nito. No? So in that regard, sometimes I think hindi siya always compatible. No? Kasi when you prioritize one over the other, nag-iiba yung direction of your behavior or your response. Okay?
Sir Ton?
Yeah.
Oh, bahagi lang po ako ng konti kasi parang sobrang tumatak sa akin yung concept po doon sa previous slide niyo about bahala na. No, parang dahil nga po, yun nga, one experience that I had is because I was teased, no, as a kid, no. So, doon po ako sa other-oriented lagi nakapivot growing up na parang nahihiya ako, hindi ako nagsasalita, no. I was just writing, kumaga lahat ng expression ko all in writing. So, nananalo ako ng mga essay writing contest and so forth, no. But when there was a time na parang may nakarinig yata sa akin kumanta, tapos parang sinabi niya, o ikaw yung magsosolo sa misa. So parang sabi ko, kinabahan po ako doon na parang masosolo ako sa misa, ganun. Kaya nang nakita ko po, nabasa ko yung bahala na, sabi ko, wow, yung pala yung nangyari sa akin. Parang I was able to pivot myself from that other-oriented na tinitingnan ko na yung ibang tao na nahihiya ako, kaya hindi na ako kikilos. Now, I was dealing on my own. I was being self-oriented na bahala na ba sa gagawin ko to. So I sang my first song in the mass, no, doon sa misa namin. And then everybody was clapping their hands. So parang na-affirm po ako doon na parang buti lang tinulak ko yung sarili ko. So parang I was so happy to hear that po, no, and to read that bahala na. Kasi parang, no, courageous pala siya. Hindi pala siya parang yung parang tawag doon, yung parang tamad na hinaantay mo na lang bathala na, pero you were pushing yourself courageously to do what you have to do. So yun lang po, pasensya na po. Pero nakita ko siya in that sense of harmony and egalitarian kasi I was just playing in harmony with myself Pero kumaga para wala nang problema, sige parang ano na lang ako, I was just doing something, no? Pero okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mas pula sinta ko. Anyway, nagpa-sample talaga. Yun
Thank
lang po.
you.
Pero I'm happy to see that pivot na from having harmony to egalitarianism na talaga pati yung sarili ko parang in-uplift ko rin. Hindi yung kumaga parang harmony na lang, para wala nang usapan. Parang binababa ko lang yung sarili ko. Pero this time around, I was able to raise myself up. Yun lang po. Sorry po sa abala.
No, hindi yun abala at all. Thank you so much for that. No, I actually like to hear these concrete manifestations of what we're talking about. Kasi yung isang reminder dito na mahalaga ay kadalasan ang tinuturo sa atin ay yung reciprocal obligation, no? Yung maintenance of relationships. Harmony nga yung emphasis dahil sa interdependence. Pero ang message din sa atin ni Doc, actually, dapat tinuturo din sa atin yung values related to, kasi nga, humanity, yun yung core. So kapag may affront to humanity, merong appropriate responses to that na yung harmony, walang harmony. Kasi inapi ka na di ba? Dinusta ka na. So iba yung, dapat i-orient mo yung sarili mo to other values that are more confrontative. That's what he calls them. So itong other-oriented, very surface values, no? Itong isa, mas confrontative values, less compliant. Ito yung compliant values, ito yung mas defiant values. Okay? Yes. Okay. So ito, I just like to also present this to you because yung very quickly lang no, na yung diagram ni Doc, yung kapwa theory actually is very ambitious kasi it talks about values that can help maintain relationships but also values that can help maintain society at large. No, kaya kung papansin niyo yung table niya, 3-tiered yun Yung kapwa sa gitna, tas meron kang pakikiramdam, tapos yung mga confrontative surface. Tapos dun sa baba, pansinin nyo, meron yung counterpart ng pakikiramdam ay kagandahang loob. Tapos meron siya mga societal values, no? Yung kalayaan, no, katarungan. And what is the other one? I will remember it. Basta tatlo yun. Kalayaan, katarungan, and then something else. Okay, anyway. So if we're going to look, we can sort of visualize it this way, no? Na PKT yung nasa gitna, tapos kapag mas relational, pataas, kapag mas societal, yung pababa. But this is a visualization lang of that. I don't know if you agree. Okay. So ngayon, pumunta tayo sa implications, no? So pag sinabi mo na, ako, I endorse PKT, no? What does that imply? No? How is that manifested in our... thank you. Yes, karangalan is the other one. Thank you, Roddy. Karangalan, katarungan, and kalayaan. Ang gaganda ng mga values niya, di ba? Ito yung mga classic na alam natin. Freedom, justice, and honor. Okay. Sige. So ito yung ilan sa mga manifestations no, ng PKT. So yung isa, you acknowledge the other as kapwa-tao. So kapag mataas yung endorsement mo ng PKT, usually ang consequence niyan ay the other person is a fellow human being. Pareho kayong tao. Okay? So kaya nga importante yung idea ng dehumanization kasi kapag hindi mo na siya in-acknowledge na other, hindi makakapa yung kilos na yun. And then, so you acknowledge, but also, more importantly, you treat the other as a fellow human being. Hindi mo lang siya nire-recognize na tao siya, pero tinatrato mo siya na tao siya tulad mo. Okay? May implications yun kasi this actually underlies both egalitarianism, baliktad. What underlies these manifestations are both egalitarianism, pagkakapantay-pantay, tatratuhin mo siya bilang tao dahil pantay kayong tao, no? And also harmony. Kasi hindi mo siya binababa. Hindi mo siya dinidehumanize, tinuturing mo siya bilang tao. Okay. So ano yung mga possible relational expectations or obligations if you endorse PKT? So I'll give some based also on the Torres article. Yung isa, yung pagkilala na kung ano yung makakabuti o makakasama sa'yo, ay makakasama rin sa kanya o dun sa fellow human being mo. Okay? That is one relational expectation if you endorse PKT. Bahagi ng egalitarianism and harmony. Yung isa ay pagkilala at paggalang sa dangal at halaga ng bawat isa. Kasi, di ba, kaya precisely, actually, yung kapwa is so reminiscent of the golden rule for me. No? Yung parang ganun talaga yung idea niya na yung pagiging mabuting tao ay tatratuhin mo yung fellow mo as a human being like yourself. No? Kaya kung isipin niyo, di ba, bakit yung mga reaction, bakit hindi makakapwa yung pumatay? Kunwari, nairita ka sa isang tao. But hindi mo lang siya patayin para tapos na. Kasi it's an affront to human dignity. You don't just kill someone. Di ba yung mga pinapatay mo, yung mga kinoconsider mo na insekto. No? So, yun. Pero pag tao yun na may value, may worth, may dignity, that's not what you do. In fact, merong episode yung Black Mirror. Nanonood ba kayo ng Black Mirror? Spoiler alert. May isang episode yung Black Mirror na parang they were being trained. Parang they were military men. Sorry, spoiler alert. I-skip nyo lang yung episode. Parang they were being trained to become good. Parang basta mga militar. Parang ganyan yung concept. Tapos ang training sa kanila, ang nakikita nila sa mga papatay nila, mga EPs, nagiging EPs or monsters in their eyes. No? Kasi mas madali mo nga namang mapatay yung hindi tao kaysa yung tao. Parang ganun yung idea. Okay. What season? I'm not sure. I will search. But it's season 3. Season 3 ata yun. Such a good episode actually. Try nyo panoorin. I'm sorry, spoiler alert. Yung isa, yung binabanggit ni Torres, yung pagtanaw ng utang na loob as a reciprocal obligation. Na-maintain yung relasyon kapag sinusunod din yung obligasyon sa bawat isa. And then finally, yung hiya o yung pagsasaalang-alang na sa iisipin ng iba bago ka kumilos. True, maganda rin yung Hang the DJ. Okay. Anyway, so na-distract tayo sa Black Mirror. Pero ang ganda kasi yung Black Mirror na show. It's so fascinating. Anyway, okay. Yan. So, ngayon, as we wrap this up, no, so medyo patapos na tayo, ang tanong, ganyan ba talaga yung pakikipagkapwa? Ibig sabihin, ganyan ba talaga tayo makitungo sa fellow human being natin? Halimbawa, pag pumasok kayo sa classroom, no? Or nung pumasok kayo sa Zoom meeting, yung una nyo bang naisip ay, oh wow, yung mga kaklase ko, lahat sila tao. Lahat to, dahil mga tao to, tatratuhin ko to bilang mga tao. No? We have to understand na, ako ang lagi ko sinasabi, yung teorya ni Doc T, he has this book, na the Philippinization of personality theory. From Colonial to Liberation Psych, pala yung libro. Pag binasa niyo yung librong yun, parang nagbabasa kayo ng fairy tale. No? Kasi parang pag binasa niyo, parang, wow, ang buti ng mga Pilipino, tinutrato natin yung bawat isa bilang mga tao. Pero alam naman natin na hindi yan yung case. Case in point lang yung EJK, yung drug war. The drug war is such a painful manifestation of dehumanization, of how we don't treat purported drug users as human beings. It's so easy to kill, no? And that's for me is such a horrible state of things. No, kung ang dali para sa sabihin, apatayin mo na lang yan, walang kwenta yan, no? So ibig sabihin, hindi mo siya in-acknowledge na tao. So bakit ganun, no? Bakit meron naman palang PKT. Correct. Actually ay taga Bulacan, LB. Taga LB ka ba, Mark? Siya yung mayor niyo, no, sa LB?
Yes, sir, LB.
Yeah. So, at actually sobrang chilling kasi sunod-sunod yan eh. May mga mayor, may mga journalists, lawyers. It's so easy to kill. No? And what does that say about us treating others as human beings? Parang wala na yung idea of humanity. And why is that the case? Okay, two things. Yung isa, tandaan natin that values are ideal end states. Ano talaga siya? It's a fairy tale kasi yan yung good for all. Okay? But also, we have to realize that sa totoong buhay, actually, we categorize people. So the basic is, yeah, you're human, But, we don't treat people equally. No? At kung titignan ninyo yung nabanggit to ni Torres, kung titignan niyo yung slide na pinag-iba natin iba yung trato mo sa ibang tao versus hindi ibang tao, that's how things are. No? So, kaya, actually, ang mas realistic pa na pagtingin ay, actually, sorry, nakita ko yung sa chat na mayroong missing lawyer na from UP also. I hope he's okay. In any case, I'm so sorry to hear about, all these things that have been happening. They so unreal, no? Parang we live in a dystopian society. And one possible explanation is that we don't treat others similarly. No? Yung utak natin, for some reason, we were wired to keep things neat. Parang mas madali para sa atin to categorize. No? May ganun siyang cognitive misers yung term sa social psych. Parang ayaw natin yung komplikado yung mundo. Dapat, ito kaaway, ito kaibigan, ito ibang tao, ito hindi ibang tao. And just very quickly, I'll just go over yung features ng ibang tao at hindi ibang tao kasi bahagi din to ng teorya ni Dr. Enriquez. So the research that we did, ito yung ilan sa mga nakita namin na dimensions that differentiate HIT from IT relationships. So balikan ninyo, isipin ninyo, tignan ninyo yung Facebook contacts ninyo mamayang gabi. No? So kung 3,000 yung Facebook contacts ninyo, good luck, next year pa kayo matatapos. Pero dun sa Facebook contacts ninyo, ilan sa kanila yung masasabi nyo na magaang yung loob nyo sa kanila, malapit yung loob nyo sa kanila, mataas yung pagkakatulad or similarity, matagal na kayo magkakilala, at madalas na kayo magsama. No? So pag high sila dyan sa lahat ng dimensions na yan, most likely, your relationship with them ay HIT or hindi ibang tao. No? At kapag mababa, IT. But this is the important distinction I'd like to emphasize here. No? Tignan niyo yung term, ang interesting, hindi ibang tao versus ibang tao, pero regardless, pareho silang tao. Pansin niyo. Kaya actually dun sa research that we did, at kung mapapasin niyo yung eskala ng tunguhan ni Dr. Enriquez, yung pinaka mababa niyang relationship ay pakikitungo, civility, hindi negative. No? Magandang tanong yan, Mark, pupuntahan ko yan later. Hindi negative. No? Hindi negative yung basic. Ang basic tunguhan ay civility kasi nga pareho pa rin silang tao. Okay, so dun sa tanong ni Mark, no? Bakit hindi others? No? Ito yung debate na hindi pa nare-resolve. No? At ito yung pwede ninyo siguro, wala pa kayong thesis topic, no? At gusto niyo gumawa ng topic na medyo related to psikolohiyang Pilipino. Kasi ang differentiation ay tao, hindi ibang tao. Pareho pa rin silang tao. Therefore, pareho silang kapwa mo. No? So ang tanong dyan ay, ang opposite yata ay hindi mo kapwa. So pag hindi mo siya kapwa, then it might follow na mas negative yung behaviors mo sa kanya. Kasi pwedeng hindi mo siya kapwa dahil kaaway mo siya, hindi mo siya kapwa kasi para sa'yo hindi siya tao, hayop siya, animal siya. No? So yun yung something that we'd like to explore further. Kasi nga, ang alam pa lang natin ngayon ay lahat tinuturing na kapwa. Pero alam naman natin in real life na posibleng may tinuturing na hindi kapwa tao. At yun yung magandang i-explore. No? Sino yung nagfa-fall under hindi kapwa? No? At ano yung mga kilos na kakabit nun pag hindi mo na siya kapwa? Okay? So yung binabanggit ni Kim dito, this is the classic differentiation ng IT sa HIT. So if there's a level of mutual trust, nagko-cross na yung relationship ninyo into hindi ibang tao. Okay. So why am I bringing this up? Okay? Kasi mukhang, di ba tinatanong natin, ang central question natin, what does it mean to be a good person? Mukhang mas mabuti tayo sa mga hindi ibang tao sa atin. Okay? and actually this is part of a research that I was able to see this in a research that I did, no, sa perception sa teachers, yung tinatawag namin na HIT bias o hindi ibang tao bias. No? Na hindi to K-pop na bias. No? Pero baka, no, pwede rin na actually ito yung interesting kasi pag yung mga bias natin sa K-pop, wala tayong relasyon sa, I mean, we don't know them personally, pero pumapasok sila dito. Tama ba? It makes sense, di ba? Na pag meron kang bias na K-pop, parang feeling mo close kayo, or pag nakikita mo siya, parang hanggang na loob mo sa kanya, parang feeling mo dami yung similarity, feeling mo ang tagal mo, because of social media, no, or what they call parasocial relationships, no, yung relationships formed na one way. Because of social media, yung mga artista, parang yung celebrities, parang ang dami mo nang alam sa kanila kahit hindi ka naman nila kilala. Yeah, yung parasocial relationships, you're right, Gladys. So, ganda, no? Parang social. Kasi parang magkakilala kayo, pero ang totoo, siya lang yung kilala mo, ikaw hindi kanya kilala. At usually, ganyan yung nangyayari sa mga bias natin. Anyway, yun. So, may tanong si Trisha kung gusto niyo sagutin, who's your bias? Hindi ako masyadong mahilig sa K-pop actually. Actually, mas gusto ko yung Blackpink. Mas yun yung pinakikinggan ko kesa BTS. I like Blackpink. Okay, anyway. So, ano yung HIT bias? No? At interesting to kasi, you know, if you want to do a study on this in the future, I can help you probably. No? Kasi marami akong mga students, at ito pa experimental site pa yung course namin, na napakita ng mga estudyante na parang may halo effect. Pag na-label mo yung isang tao na hindi ibang tao, yung relasyon ninyo, parang nagkakaroon siya ng halo at bumubuti yung tingin mo sa kanya. For instance, yung experiment na ginawa nila, sexist comment. No? So may dalawang tao, so ang condition ay pinaisip na hindi ibang tao versus ibang tao. Tapos pareho yung sexist comment. No? And dun sa pag-aaral na napakita nila, hindi na pa-perceive na sexist yung isang joke. Kunwari, yung joke ay, ano ba yan? Magdamit ka naman, ang iksi ng damit mo, magdamit ka naman, magbalot ka nga, para hindi ka naman mabastos. No? That comment is actually very sexist kasi it assumes that, you know, women cannot dress up the way that they want to and they will be victimized because of what they wear. Yung ganong joke, pag sinabi ng hindi ibang tao, in your mind, joke siya. So, hindi siya offensive. Pero pag ibang tao yung nagsabi nun, ibig sabihin, ibang tao, mababa yung rating dito, sexist siya. So, same comment, but differently perceived kasi hindi siya ibang tao sa'yo. So, yun yung parang HIT bias. At to a certain extent, Mark, yeah, you're right. No? Parang the defensive walls go down pag hindi siya ibang tao. Kasi nga ito mas malapit yung loob mo, there's mutual trust, binanggit ka ni Kim kanina. Mas magaang yung loob mo sa kanya. So, therefore, magtitiwala ka and your walls go down. Yeah, that's true. May phrase tayo, sabi ni Trisha, na sa mga kaibigan natin na nahihiya sa atin pag nanghingi ng favor, di ka naman others. Yeah, that's true. No? Yung assumption na we treat them the way that we treat our family members. Okay? Hindi ko, ano yun, Nick, yung what you'd love to read? I'm sure parang pina-check ko yata sa yung experiment na yan. Si Nick kasi was my, ano ba tawag doon? RA, GA, for a certain time. Okay, anyway. Sige. Ito dun sa isang experiment that I did naman, ito ang pinagawa ko lang dito ay pinadifferentiate ko sa mga estudyante na participants. May prof ba kayo na makakonsider nyo na hindi ibang tao? At may prof ba kayo na makakonsider nyo na ibang tao? Okay? So when we compared the ratings, interestingly, yung mga prof na tinuring na hindi ibang tao, interest ko kasi talaga yung teaching and all these things. Mataas yung rating ng competence nila. Parang na-perceive sila ng mga estudyante na magaling sila magturo. Kahit na wala naman silang evidence of teaching. Ang meron lang silang batayan ay tingin nila hindi siya ibang tao. So mas mataas yung competence ng hindi ibang tao, prof, kaysa sa ibang tao, prof. Mas credible sila sa mata ng mga estudyante. Which for me is very interesting kasi, di ba, parang all things being equal, pag yung prof na perceive na siya na, ay, hindi siya ibang tao sa akin, mas nagiging positibo yung assessment mo sa prof na yun. At yung nakita din ni Sir Jay dun sa experiment niya, kapag hindi ibang tao yung relasyon, mas mataas yung probability that you will maintain the relationship despite transgressions. So halimbawa, naalala niyo yung 3 transgressions na pinakita ko, yung manhid, yung hindi tumupad sa usapan, yung paswalan sinabihan ka ng bobo. Yan. So pag ang gumawa nun sa'yo ay HIT, nakarelasyon, ikikeep mo yung relationship? Versus, kunwari kung some random person did those things, mas puputulin mo yung relasyon sa kanya. So these are evidence of HIT bias, probably. Okay, so na mas mabuti tayo sa mga tao na HIT para sa atin. Okay. Yan. Okay pa ba kayo? So I'm going to wrap this up now. And now, let's talk about, further, let's problematize, why is it difficult to be good? Pero bago tayo pumunta dyan, sige, may sabi si Trisha, may times na para sa akin, mas masakit pag nagsabi na bakit ganyan ka manamit. Sorry, ano yung sabihin ng SO? Yung significant other, okay. Medyo nakaka-disappoint kasi babae ang nasisisi at akala ko he already knows better. Pero pag ibang tao, parang I could care less. Siguro depende sa sinasabi o sitwasyon. So actually, that's a good point. No? It could probably hurt, pero tignan mo siya, Trisha. It could probably hurt. But yung consequence ay hindi mo naman siya hihiwalayan sa sarili, tama ba ako? Kumpara sa ibang tao yung nagsabi, you couldn't care less, but also you don't care. So ang implication nun, you don't care about the relationship. So whether you become friends or not, it doesn't matter. So may ganun siyang impact sa'yo na masakit siya, pero you pursue the relationship, maintain the relationship kasi HIT na kayo. As opposed sa pag-ibang siya. Okay? Sige. So let's now try to wrap this up. No? So tonight, what did we try to do? We tried to talk about the role of values in our lives. And why are values important? Kasi yung values, no, yung isang kultura o community nagtatakda ng ito yung culturally sanctioned values. Meaning, ito yung mga pagpapahalaga na dapat nating ini-endorse o sinusunod. Okay? So, and then we talked about pakikipagkapwa-tao bilang isa sa mga culturally sanctioned values. So, ang sinasabi ko sa inyo ay ito yung teorya ni Dr. Enriquez. You may or may not agree. That's okay. In fact, we need more evidence, no? Because these are claims at the moment. No? So para kay Dr. Enriquez, yung mabuting tao ay yung isang tao na humane. And that is manifested through endorsement of pakikipagkapwa-tao. No? At para ma-manifest yun, ibig sabihin, pinapahalagahan mo yung harmony and egalitarianism. Okay. So let's assume na isa kang taong humane. Isa kang tao na nag-endorse ng PKT. You'd like to believe that guiding principles in your lives are harmony and egalitarianism. So why is it still difficult to be good? Okay, bakit? May values naman na. Okay, ito yung ilan sa mga sagot. Nabanggit ko na to kanina, di ba? That you may endorse a value, but not necessarily act on it. You may say that you're humane, but it doesn't mean that your behaviors will follow. No? The thing about values is that it's a distal variable to your behavior. What does that mean? In the scheme of effects or factors that influence behavior, yung values actually medyo malayo na siya. No? Na-activate lang siya to things that matter. But sometimes, the situation that you're in would have a stronger effect, no, on your behavior. So kahit na you'd like to believe you're humane, but the situation doesn't call for it, so you won't act on it. What else? Yung cultural view natin of morality seems to be more relational, which may de-emphasize justice or equality. What does that mean? No? Kaya ito yung binabanggit ko sa inyo kanina, na for the longest time, parang yung in-emphasize sa atin ay harmony, other-orientedness. No? And kapag ganun yung values mo, you tend to emphasize family, you tend to emphasize, your relationship with your close others, which is not necessarily bad. No? Ang problema lang, pag there's too much emphasis on harmony, posibleng may effect yun sa support mo for, halimbawa, social equality bill, o yung support mo for the drug war, or yung mga policies that tend to dehumanize people who are not your family members. No? So kung ang emphasis sa'yo palagi ng kung anong tama ay kung anong tama sa relasyon mo, ang implication nun ay magiging humane ka lang pag sa isip mo, family member mo sila, or close other mo sila, or karelasyon mo sila. Pag nahihirapan tayo to transcend relationality. So that might be an implication. Kaya medyo mahirap din to be good. Kasi it's always family, 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 family. Diba? The Sarah Geronimo narrative as opposed to justice and equality. Nabanggit ko na rin to that context may affect our idea of goodness, and hopefully na-emphasize to sa previous lessons natin, how our social class may affect our idea of goodness. Di ba kung naalala nyo pa ba yung type of selves develop if you're upper class or lower class? So yung more hard interdependence versus expressive independence. You still remember these terms? So iba yung idea nila of goodness because iba yung context, no, where they are immersed in. So yun din yung mahirap. Kahit na sinasabi natin na merong desirable at all times, like PKT, but your contexts may not always pursue this value. Okay? And then finally, no, dun sa isang research ni Danny Ochoa, this is actually a very good article. I wish we had time to study this. No? But nag-endorse. No? I will be teaching 259 next sem, Filipino personality. So, personhood. No? We'll talk about personhood. If you're going to, kung meron pa kayong mga units, or you're interested to, and medyo na happy naman kayo with this class, so, you might want to enroll in 259. Ipapabasok tong article na to ni Danny about morality. So, dun sa research niya, ang sabi niya, we usually, growing up, diba, we are taught to avoid negative consequences. Huwag mong gawin yan, papaluin kita. Huwag mong gawin yan, huliin ka ng pulis. Huwag mong huliin yan, magagalit sa iyo yung pare. Di ba, yan yung mga pagpapalaki sa atin, as opposed to saying that, don't do that because it's bad. It's just the wrong thing to do. No? It will harm others. No? Hindi ganun yung framing sa atin. Tayo parang gagawa tayo ng mabuti para umiwas sa masamang consequence. As opposed to gagawa tayo ng mabuti kasi yun yung tamang gagawin. And that kind of affects the way we behave. Okay. Yan. So just to end, no, ito yung madalas natin sabihin. No? We started the question with meron bang tao dito sa klase? Lahat naman yata tao. No? Kasi mas madali maging tao. Mas mahirap magpakatao. Mas mahirap maging humane. Mas mahirap to pursue pakikipagkapwa-tao, in real life. But hopefully, this is something that you kind of got. Sorry, napahaba. In my mind, parang isip ko kanina, parang siguro maiksi lang yung topic namin today. Sorry, 2 oras na tayo magkasama. But this is what we discussed, that values can be used as evaluation standards. And then, if we're going to make it more specific, depending on your culture, may mga cultural evaluation standards or cultural basis of goodness. At least in the Philippines, it's PKT. Yun yung argument. And then we wrapped up our discussion by talking about it's hard to be good even if we have standards of goodness because values are not the only influence sa ating thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. There are other factors and things become more complicated. The challenge, I think, for us is if we buy into the idea that PKT is good and PKT, harmony and egalitarianism as motivations should be endorsed and pursued, how can we make that, how do we manifest that in the different domains in our lives. No? In the slide deck that I sent you, pinakita ko doon yung how it can be manifested at work. No? Through pananagutan, malasakit, and bayanihan. So at work, that's how you kind of pursue PKT. So pag-isipan ngayon, sa school, halimbawa, sa remote learning, di ba? Parang yung mga magandang mga topics sa'yo, kung wala pa kayong mga thesis. Sige, I will encourage you. Ano yung PKT behavior sa remote learning? No? Ano yung manifestation ng PKT sa trabaho ninyo ngayon if you're working from home, in your families, in romantic relationships. No? So these are things that can be explored further with this topic. Okay. Any other thoughts? Or
Sir, tanong ba yun kanina? Kung ano yung
Sorry?
PKT ngayong work from home? Hello?
Well, we can share if you like. Yeah.
Napansin lang po namin nung pandemic nga kasi parang sa advertising po kasi nagtatrabaho, so parang mas mahirap yung trabaho ngayon. So parang kahit pagod na kami, kahit parang nakakaiyak na talaga sa pagod, parang nagsasaluhan kami para mag-stay afloat yung kumpanya, tsaka parang ang nasa isip namin lagi kaya kami nag-OT kasi parang magkaroon pa ng trabaho yung mga mga matatanda sa amin, mga senior pa. More on ganun na, tsaka parang kahit alam namin na privilege namin yung taking leaves, parang hindi namin siya hindi namin siya magamit kasi pag nag-leave kami, mapapagod yung ka-team namin, tapos siya naman yung malulungkot. Parang parang may sistema na sa amin na parang, sige, tiis-tiis muna tayo para sa ating lahat. More on ganun yung sa amin, sir. Parang nawawala na yung sense of I sa pandemic na to.
That's so nice, Trisha. Kasi ang ganda nung shinare mo ka dahil yung ipopost ko sa Ovle, itong article doon, in case you're interested. Along with the video and the slide deck I used. Kasi yung sinasabi mo, yun yung malasakit na binabanggit nila, which is actually collective pananagutan. Parang you're all responsible for each other's livelihood, each other's well-being, no? Which is manifested even from a work from home setup or remote working setup. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Sige. Okay. So, meron na lang akong 7% dito sa laptop because I have to talk very, very fast. I'd just like to, Una, thank you so much for being here. In case you still have other questions, you can just send me an email. No, we still have one more meeting next semester. One more meeting next week. No? And then I'll just say, Mark, actually yung topic mo na yan, sobrang limited ng pag-aaral ng Psikolehiyang Pilipino sa indigenous peoples. So that would be a very good contribution to the field. In case you're interested, I will do my best to support you and be your cheerleader in case you want to do that. Okay, so Una, I'd just like to say thank you. We haven't seen each other in a long time, and I'm so happy to see all of you here. I hope this was a worthwhile use of your time, and I hope that na-clarify yung concept ng kapwa. Second, can you believe it? Last meeting natin next week. Oh my goodness. And yung topic natin next week, ipopost ko yung reading. So dalawang short articles that are very easy to read. Kasi nga diba yung concept natin ay indigenous concept. So we started with kapwa. No? And next meeting, I want us to end on a personal and then more, a bigger goal. So, and taking off from the importance of family, let's talk about tagasalo personality ni Odarde, which is one concept that I think needs further studies. So tagasalo, and then yung magandang buhay article nila Sisip et al. So those are two articles. They're short. They're very easy to read and follow. And I'd like to think that it's very personal. No? It's going to have a personal touch, at least in tagasalo. Dahil daw sa bawat pamilya may tagasalo. So ang tanong ko, kayo ba ang tagasalo sa inyong mga pamilya? Okay, so yan. And then second yung magandang ba, I just really want to end true to form sa idea, dun sa vision ng Psikolohiyang Pilipino bilang kilusan at disiplina. Magandang buhay is a concept I think that needs to be studied because it has implications with social relations. Okay? Yes, yung Felizar ay yes, Mark. Felizar. High school. Yes, Mark. Si Margie Odarbe from Silliman University. Kilala mo sila? True. Sige, next week, magdadrama tayong lahat. No? Yeah, yun. Sige. Okay. Yan. So we'll talk about tagasal. So let's do a little personal touch and then yan. So mas sharing tayo next meeting if you're comfortable. I will email you because it's a Friday. I'll email you the slides for the meeting on Monday. But if you want to start reading, nasa uvlet naman na yung tagasalo reading at saka yung magandang buhay reading. Actually, it might be a good idea. Hindi, bawal ba? Hindi naman siguro bawal, di ba? Sige, so next meeting, kung gusto ninyo, pwede tayo magdala ng beverage of our choice. They can be alcoholic or they can be oolong tea. Okay, whichever is your fancy. Sige, next week, ano tayo? I love that. Next week, mag-inuman tayo, mag-iyakan tayo, at saka magkainan tayo kung hindi tayo magkakain, kakain tayo together. Okay? Yeah. So that will be our topic next week. So I look forward to seeing all of you. Sana lahat pa rin kayo can join. Okay? And then let's talk about our final requirement next week. Okay? Sige. O ayan email ko kayo usapan yan magdala tayo ng mga pampalakas ng loob next although hindi naman ako uminom so soda lang siguro. Okay? Sige, palakasan next week ng madadalang yung madadalang baon. Okay? Sige. Thank you at saka kailangan makita natin. So kung nahiya kayo magpakita ng video kahit na ipakita niyo lang yung gaganong kayo sa camera. Para makita lang natin yung visual ng dala ninyo. Okay? Sige. So good night, everybody. I hope you learned something tonight. And I look forward to our e-session next week. Huwag niyo ako isumbong, mapagalitan ako sa balak natin. Okay? Good night, everybody. I'll upload the recording din sa online.
Good night po.
Good
Salamat.
Weekend.
Ingat kayo lahat.
Salamat.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. I'll end na our meeting, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye po.